Look at that, Rich.
Okay, we're live.
Signal.
We're live, Angus. Again. Are you there?
Richard, I
Angus,
can hear you.
how's things? How good is this, eh? So welcome along to our first online live podcast, whatever you want to call it, but it's good. This is working, technology.
Well, I don't know how many times, Richard, we've crossed to each other saying I'm live from here and I'm live from there, but actually tonight we're live.
Yeah, just right at the moment as we speak. So this is working currently. So just wanted to basically, first of all, what are you up to there, Angus?
I look fresh from the local Southern Cross Cyclocross Committee meeting actually tonight there, Rich, and in the skin suit. It's how our cyclocrossers roll. So yeah, no, fresh from that meeting and then straight to this popular man tonight.
Well, don't be afraid, everybody. He is distanced himself from everybody else, so it's okay. He's in his own lounge room. That's okay. It's a skin suit. He's got pants on.
I was just going to say this is what happens in my bubble. Don't be afraid to express and share what you do inside your own bubble.
Fantastic. So just wanted to share with everybody out there what great stuff we've been having across the weekends with our 10K backyard challenge. It was awesome a couple of weekends ago. Loved it. Loved lots of backyards and lots of sharing. And then this past weekend has been epic with all these Strava drawings that have come up with. There's been a few fails, but that's okay. And it's a very, very epic effort. So I want to kind of quickly summarize that and then also just share what's happening for the week ahead, or weeks ahead. Actually, got a couple of events coming up for the weeks ahead as well, haven't we? So let's just jump back to a couple of our highlights, well, my highlights anyway, for the last couple of weeks. Angus, do your clothes on. So
let's make ourselves presentable here, Richard.
Yeah, good on you. So we put it out there to our sort of Facebook world. And what was your highlight of the last of the Strava drawing competition? So a lot of them come up with this one.
Now that to me, Richard, that's an absolute cracker, and it's right up there on my fan voting.
Yes, yeah, there was quite a few voting for that. The old rocket taking off, 1, 2, 3, blast off. It's time to go and find a new planet. That was very good. But the only thing I cannot vote for that because it was my brother Leighton that came up with it, and clearly he's better than me, and I can't have that.
Yeah, no, actually, clearly we know where the arts and crafts division got stored in your family.
Not with me. Well, that's okay. I'm going to jump across to the next one. What about this?
Oh, Isabel. Now, Isabel, she's a regular contributor to your challenges and things there, Rich. And this is another fine example here. Costume, boat, the whole works.
And the video as well, I think, that went with it. I think it was definitely on point. Very, very impressive. What about this one?
Well, so this to me, Rich, this is quite controversial for me. And a great effort, and I'll take nothing away from Jelly here. Very tricky to do the writing in the first place, and it is square. The letters are all at the right height and everything, but I'm bored. Now, the idea of this challenge was to get out there to do something to stop the boredom, and are we still bored while we're doing this?
Well, he's run 2.46 Ks, or walked clearly, for 30 minutes and 57 seconds. So that was one requirement to at least do 30 minutes of that exercise. So we always say, well, one bike ride, one run away from a good mood, aren't we? So I'm sure he was feeling better by the time he finished his D compared to when he started his I.
I agree. That's what I say. Controversial there. Bloody good effort in writing that. That's for sure. That's some tricky stuff.
We're going to throw this next one up. So intricate. I think you talked about writing. What about that? What about that fern? That's impressive.
Oh, kia kaha, everybody. In a time like now, this is very poignant, isn't it? That fern is terrific and full. What really I take here is almost the full use of the park that it's done in. Full width.
Well done, Steve. He's done very, very well with this. We're just not sure what that bottom word is. He has told me what it is, but I can't remember. So I think I have to take a point off for that. But hey, we do enjoy the effort that's gone in. What about, we're going to jump straight on to Fiona, one of the team coaches. What do you think about that?
Well, I think she was a week early, to be fair. Great.
Yeah,
No,
no, very
there's
good.
another-
It is definitely it's an Easter egg at the bottom there. That's the other key thing. And she's done some riding. Happy Easter at the top on Homebush Road out of Glen Tunnel on the golf course. Is she allowed on the golf course? We're not sure, but she's done very well. Have you seen her video actually as part of that she posted while she was doing it?
I have seen that all up close and personal of it.
Yes, no, very good. But just the bushes she had to bush bash through to finish off the tail. I'm very impressed with that. So to summarise.
So it's definitely an Easter egg there, is it, at the bottom?
It's definitely, well, you can see the
clarification.
Yeah. So for you, what's your winner?
For me, I'm gonna give Leighton the credit here. I think that's Leighton's one there is in two separate areas. It's very nicely tied together and some accurate detail going on there.
I would have loved to see him actually do the twirly bits on the way to the rocket, from the detonator to the rocket. That was the thing that I feel like I missed out on, not being there while it was being drawn.
Yeah, I guess clearly after having a pretty half-hearted attempt on my own account, really there, I struggle to see how these people actually know where they're going and how to draw such perfectly square and
yeah. Well, it was about dewy grass out of here at Kiwi. Actually, that made a big difference. So you could retrace your steps again because you knew where you'd been. So maybe you were too well manicured lawn.
The HCG is certainly a lovely little oval.
Yes, exactly. So we'll have to give well done, Leighton. Great effort. And lots of good stuff going on. So we just wanted to quickly give a heads up for the next few weeks of the different stuff that's going on. This next week, the key challenge, I'm just going to throw that picture up there. This is from James Owen, so one of our coaching team. He has been on a mission, I'm not sure, for a good year or more now to colour in all the streets within Christchurch on his bike. So thought this weekend we could give him a bit of a hand in your neighbourhood. So the job is to push go on Strava and go and see how many streets in your neighbourhood that you can fill in, and let us know what you're doing, where you're going, what you're up to. And the other key thing that James has done really well on lots of his posts, and we're going to share those during the week, he's done a little bit of history of Sydenham, of Addington, of the different places he's been around. So want you to do a wee bit of a Googling, wee bit of research, put a wee paragraph up there. Tell us about the history of your local spot, your home patch, and share it with the rest of us.
Now, I just need to stop you. Two things here, Richard. First of all, this is the first. So just quickly, if you're seeing this live, and I've just tuned in here now to check that it is live, and I can see it live now. Welcome, Tim Farmer and Rotorua. Great to see you tuning in. If you are out there watching, throw us a comment, throw us some chat, and we'll pick it up through here and see what you come up with. Also,
yes, exactly. So,
just going to carry on to this week's challenge that you're just talking about. That remember your neighbourhood, your bubble, your local only.
Yep. Absolutely. That's super key. So, and then share what you've done, and let's see how much of the world that we can colour in. There's we've had an entry for the 10K Backyard Challenge from Denmark. We've been all over the world from Australia. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do in terms of colouring in from TCP. People all over the place.
Yep.
So
I reckon it would be really cool just to see, and maybe whether there's another go at this later on once we get this weekend, this Saturday's data, and we get it all compiled into one big square and things, and then have another crack and see if we can't find some more squares later.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe down the track when we're allowed to go a little bit further out afield, potentially see if we can finish it off. But we'll see how good we can go. We might get James on the upload. So we need a particular file type. Do you know anything about that?
A GPX, yes. So most all Garmin and Strava type things, if you push the download on your main page, it'll give you the option to download in a GPX file. So if you can just do the download, that would be great.
Yep, just like that. Perfect. So that's this weekend. But next weekend, this is one that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, actually. So let's just throw this up there. If we can, the potential of a day. So there's this guy, Bo Miles, that I've been introduced to by a couple of Aussie mates. So I've pretty much watched all his YouTube videos now. He's very, very good. So Bo basically introduces this idea of the mile. So his lap around his backyard is exactly 1 mile. So over the course of a day, he runs 26 miles. He gets 3 done straight away, and then every hour on the hour, he goes and runs another mile lap. But in between that, he comes up with a list on his whiteboard of all the different jobs that he's got to do across the course of the day, from making some bread to cutting firewood to making a table to playing Scrabble with his wife to, you name it, patching his trousers. So basically, great big list. Every hour on the hour, run another mile, and see how many jobs you can get done across that time. So obviously, you're not all as crazy as Bo. I've actually talked to one other person, and they might be even crazier. But we'll come to that shortly. But set your challenge. Was it 5Ks? Is it 10Ks? Is it 15? Are you going to run on the half hour or on the hour? How are you going to sort of mix up your day? Share us your day, and then share what you're going to be sort of doing and how those jobs are going to be done at the same time.
I think I might take the other way. I might spend most of the day actually out there doing something and just stop every now and then just to do a wee job or something.
Not sure that's basically this is particularly for all those guys like myself that have got a list of jobs from the wife and we haven't done any of them yet. Well, what I'm saying is save them up. Don't do them yet. Let's just all crack them out in that one day. Give it heaps.
Well, I promised that we would share a bit of this feedback coming in from out there, and I'm actually really pleased to share this one here. Tim Farmer sent in an absolute classic here. Do a challenge to see if Richard can grow a mustache. Now, it's not actually that we actually had this conversation this afternoon already.
We're working quite hard. Yeah, this is 15 days worth of growth just here.
Yeah, I think you're lucky your camera's a bit pixelated there at the moment. And
yeah, exactly. I've stepped back. I'm stepping away. Yeah.
I finally got to get away.
Manly. Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
Right, move on. I think we should move on. So that's next weekend's challenge, and the final one we've got up here in 3 weekends' time is on Anzac Day. So putting it out there to basically help to keep us motivated, but also putting our body on the line a little bit as well. So this particular challenge is about 10K lap. If you're a runner, walker, go and put a time down, see how fast you can do it. If you're a cyclist, 20Ks, put a lap down and see how fast put a time down and see how fast you can do it. So what we want to do is we want to get past in your neighborhood, in your home block, say around about 2.5Ks is a lap. If you're a cyclist, you might want to do a little bit longer, but not too much longer. We want to get everyone in your bubble on the street cheering on as you come past. Tell the neighbors that you're doing this and get a bit of cheering as you go around the block. So at least sort of 4 times around that you can give some high fives to those people in your bubble, a bit of cheering on for everybody else, and see how fast you can actually go.
Well, I'm going to put a call out to our cyclocross president, Ryan Cooney, and he just told us a great story tonight at our committee meeting. And he was doing laps of his local block the other day on his bike. That seems to be the way we do it nowadays. And he had put such a show on and done so many laps that some local old lady had come to the edge of her property with a pot and a spoon, and she was banging the pot every time he came around cheering her on. So if somebody else out there can get that a bit interactive, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, 100%. So that is, we'll put 10 o'clock as the start time. So I'd really, if it suits you, really like on that day to actually have a crack at 10 o'clock, knowing that everybody else is having a crack at 10 o'clock. I've put it at 10 o'clock because last weekend on our backyard 10K, 10,000 meter challenge was 5 to 9. Was texted by the neighbours saying, are we starting at 9? God, I put in the start time at 9. So rain on the roof, had to drag my butt out of bed, get dressed in the appropriate attire, throw down some breakfast, and we're underway sort of 10 minutes later. Slightly late, but started all the same. So, Amanda and Malcolm, thanks for getting me started. So I thought we'd start a little bit later, a little bit more realistic, and let's go and give that 10K or 20K on the bike a really good nudge.
Yeah, no, you definitely had me under pressure on last Saturday there. I got caught in the coffee lineup and the coffee queue, and then there certainly wasn't enough portaloos at the HCG just for the number of entrants. So I was a bit shy of the 10 o'clock start last week, or 9 o'clock start last week. It was 10 o'clock for me. So 10 works good.
Well, I did say to you should just whip back into your house and actually go to the flushable ones, but hey, so be it.
We're all about
Authentic.
authenticity in these challenges, Richard. And what event doesn't have a Portaloo?
Yes, good. So no, loving the community spirit, loving the everybody getting in and sharing what they're doing and sharing all the good stuff that you're doing, sort of looking after each other and keeping fit and hopefully keeping some, I guess, motivation and momentum going with a bit of training, keeping ourselves sane.
Yeah, I think there's definitely been a lot of great feedback going on from these challenges, Richard, from the interaction that we're getting, and like I said in my video on Saturday, it's so good at the moment to have something to do, to have something to focus to get people outside. Although I see a lot of people outside at the moment, be nice that
it's actually more social than it has been. Sorry, say that again.
I said it'll be nice at the end of this that those people that are outside now continue to be outside.
Yes, no, exactly. And it has been more social around the neighbourhood than ever, saying good day to a whole bunch of people that aren't normally home. So that's good as well. But hey, let's wrap it up there. Well done, everybody. Get into this weekend's challenge. Well done to Leighton, my brother. Wasn't my first pick, but well done for everybody getting involved and keep up the good work. Yeah.
So, Rich, going forward, what are we making of this platform here? Are we leaving that up to the viewers to decide if we're going to be back or not?
Yeah, exactly. And hey, it'd be a really good way to kind of do some interviews with some others and share some really good information and learning amongst the team. So I think there's definitely some potential here from my perspective. Anyway, what about you, Angus?
Oh, look, you know me. Every good superhero needs a sidekick there, Richard. Never one to miss out.
Exactly. No, that's right. So we have to work on the cape for next week. And
correct. So tonight we've been live on Facebook. We've actually been live on YouTube at the same time on the Team CP channel. If you watch this afterwards, that's even better. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all of those things that you need to do that social media people tell you to do. But also drop us a comment. Tell us what content you want. What do you want us to talk about? Do you want us back? Probably don't get a choice in that because we're back anyway.
Yep. No, and we'll do some planning and look to share our community, our team, lots of good stories, and keep you guys informed.
Yeah, excellent.
Easy. Over and out. Well done.
Over and out. Is that us? Is that it? Is that it?
Okay, we're out. We're gone.
Do you hang up? You hang up. No, you hang up.